A Lake County man's facing dozens of charges related to sexual abuse of a child under the age of 12, either his own child or someone in his custody.
West Show's Haley Crumble has been digging into the indictment against that man. She's joining us live in the newsroom. Haley, the state attorney's office is set to give an update on the case.
That's right. We know the state attorney's office is set to address this indictment and some of the other facts surrounding the case tomorrow morning. Like you said, this man is facing numerous charges in a case involving a young child. Now, the state attorney's office didn't get too into details about what they plan to go over tomorrow, but we do know that Florida state lawmakers are set to be there with them.
47. That's the number of charges 41-year-old Schubert Macarat was indicted on, according to documents filed May 26th. The charges include a dozen counts of sexual battery upon a person under 12, 7 counts of sexual battery on a child by a person in familial or custodial authority, and multiple counts of possession of child pornography. That 47-count indictment comes just about 2 months after Macarat was initially arrested on just 2 charges: lewd or lascivious molestation of a victim under 12 and sexual battery. David Haas, a criminal defense attorney and former federal prosecutor, said there could be a few reasons for the gap between Macarat's arrest and this indictment being returned.
This is a very complex type of case. It appears to be a number of alleged victims and a number of violations that have been alleged to have been committed.
Much of the initial arrest report from March is redacted, but it alleges Macarat had been molesting a child he was a parent or guardian to at a home in Lake County. Based on the indictment, the alleged molestation happened for years. The arrest report says deputies were told the molestation would happen around 3 times a week, while someone who's been redacted would be at work. The report says deputies were able to get video evidence of a sexual battery happening after someone told them they knew these incidents would happen when someone wasn't home, so they placed a camera in a bedroom. The report says a deputy asked Macarat what he would say if they told him they had video of him sexually battering the victim. He said, "I would say I made a mistake." Attorney Haas said the prosecutor seeking an indictment for Macarat could shed some light on where they're going with the case. In order to seek the death penalty in cases that are eligible, a prosecutor would need an indictment.
There's a new law change in the new law books on the books of Florida that permits the state to seek the potential death penalty for certain types of child sex offenses. And so that could be something that is being triggered by this indictment.
Now, prosecutors have 45 days after a suspect is arraigned to file notice of their intent to seek the death penalty. Based on court records in this case, it appears prosecutors would have until June 4th to file that notice if they were to go that route. Macarat has pled not guilty to the charges against him. Covering Lake County Live, Haley Crumble, West 2 News.